Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Success Life Live, or our Success Life Live morning coaching community. You decide. I consider these sort of like little mini coaching sessions, though it's not a traditional coaching one-on-one. Maybe it's more the mindset set or the thought starter or just a little life hack is what we do each and every weekday morning here on Success Life Live. Good morning, Miss Gail. I hope you are well. Good morning, Laura. Good to see you jumping in as well. Going to talk about doing a Bueller. You know, Bueller. You remember it. And if you don't, good for you, because that means you're still young. But for the rest, take a moment, say good morning, say hello, say where you're jumping in from. Good morning to me. Fun Friend Friday this week is going to be tomorrow. Somehow saying that made me think of tomorrow. Tomorrow, Hunter. We're going to talk about caregiving and taking care of the caregiver and cancer buddy programs and things like that. Last week we talked about Jake, or hashtag just one name, Jake. Had a conversation with him over the weekend. You guys are going to be so amazed what this 12-year-old is continuing to create and roll out and prepare. As I told Jake, you can ride the momentum down the hill or up the hill, and he's choosing to ride it up the hill. So good things coming from him. You may have seen Liz on her Fun Friend Friday, and her book just arrived for me. Like I said, I had the digital copy, was waiting on my hard copy, got the hard copy. You Are Loved, an inspiring motivational visual journey. And I gotta tell you, love this. I put it out where my kids could see it, and they started looking at the pictures and reading the words. And it sparked a conversation, like it says, what voice wants to be heard? And then what vision wants to be seen? Breathe in again and notice the beauty that is all around you. And then it's has the pictures with it. So if you didn't get a chance, it's a great book. But what I liked about this book when I first saw it in digital format and then I got to get it in hard copy is you really leave it laying around some place where you'll pick it up and just glance through it, where it creates like a moment of meditation in your life. So if you have an office, like a doctor's office, or you attend an office often, these would be great to have like in a cancer center where they're getting their infusions and things. But anyhow, it really is a cool little motivational mental vacation meditation space. And so take a moment and check it out. Good morning, April. Good morning, Weight Loss Master Al. So we're going to be talking about taking a Bueller, but do me a favor real quick. Say hello. Say hi. Say who your favorite Avenger is. Thought it'd be fun if we kicked off with a little bit of this. So let me see if I can hit it. How many of you know this song? Anyhow, yeah, Matt, there you go. You came in late. You have to get the song. So anyhow, I'm talking about taking a Bueller, or having a Bueller, or doing a Bueller, or Ferris Bueller. So yesterday, decided, not at the last minute, but kind of pre-last minute, to pull my kid from school a little bit early and go see the Avengers Endgame. Now, Avengers, Marvel Comics, superheroes, all of that, I just love. And I love getting to share it with my son. And we talk about it and we plan. And since the last Avengers movie between those two, he's been telling me what he thinks the theory is. And I've been telling him what I think the theory is. It's kind of like some people do Game of Thrones, what's going to happen next. And so I thought, you know what? Let's just have a Bueller day. Let's just pull a Bueller, so to speak, and have a hooky day. And so I picked him up and he was like, what's going on? I'm like, just shh, get in the car. And we went to the movie theater, we ate popcorn, and when, one of our storylines was right and the other storyline was right, we'd be like, told you, told you. But the bigger piece was, sometimes we need to pull off the road. Sometimes we need to take a break. Sometimes we need to breathe. And I don't mean, now I want to distinguish between having a Bueller and then not showing up for work. There are moments that we all get depressed, that we all have that feeling of like, oh man, I just can't get out of bed. I can't do this. I give up. I'm defeated. That's different. This is, you know what? I've been working hard. I'm proud of what I'm accomplishing. I'm moving towards my goals. And I deserve a little mini reward. Instead of postponing it until 3 weeks from now when I pack up the whole family and get in the car and go on vacation, and that sometimes can be work, I'm just going to take a creative break. I'm just going to take a moment to celebrate me and being alive and the people that I love and the things that I love, and to get fully engaged in joy. And so for you, that might be grabbing a book and going to the park and sitting for the afternoon, or going fishing, or going for a mountain bike or a trail ride, or going to the antique store and just looking all afternoon, or going see the Avenger movies. This is where you take a moment and you're like, you know what? I'm disconnecting. I'm just shutting off the phone, closing the laptop, putting the to-do list on hold, going and just having somewhat of an unplanned day off. Because when we do, what it does is it reawakens us to our passions. It reawakens us to our purpose. It reawakens us to the people that we're with and the things that bring us joy, and connects us to our creative space. We get so head down, pushing forward, gotta hit the goal, gotta get it done, gotta make the money, gotta, that we forget what we're about. We forget why we're about it. We forget what brought us into this desire to become who we're becoming. I tell the story often about how I remember one day my son looked up at me and started to ask a question, and they said, oh, you're probably not going to be there. You probably have to work. And I continued to get in the car and go out the door, and it wasn't until like halfway out down the street and around the block that I was like, oh my gosh. He's stopped expecting me in his life. He now thinks that he only gets the leftover time. And it just, the whole thing, like the idea that it was like, oh, never mind, I'm not going to bother to ask because you have to work. I thought, yeah, I do have to work, and I do have obligations, and I do have commitments, and I do have things that excite me and drive me forward, and all of that as it relates to the projects and the things that I'm working on. But is that the legacy that I'm sowing into my son? Is that the feeling that he walks around with every day? Is that the experience of our relationship? Is that being intentional and fully engaged with him? And it was then that I began to make that transformation in my thinking, that I began to make that transformation in my schedule and my planning and my business and my priorities, that I began to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to continue to grow and push and drive myself because that's my nature, that's my character, that's my core value. But I'm also going to make sure that I'm consciously and intentionally engaging with those people that matter to me most on a regular basis, not saving it for the third week in July when we rented the beach house and, I set aside, no, because that third week in July may not happen. And so having a Bueller day, taking the afternoon off and going and seeing a movie with him, and he's talked about it and he's laughed about it and he was surprised and he was excited. When he sees me walking off to work now, he doesn't necessarily go, you know what, I'm second. It's like, yeah, maybe we'll have another surprise day. It was kind of cute though, because we got home and he said, we should do that again. I was like, yeah, we should. And he and he went through this list of movies that he thought would be perfect opportunities for us to do it again. Kids, insatiable. But that's what we're doing. That's what we're creating. That's what we want in our life, is to be able to engage in the things that spark joy, bring happiness, bring creativity to us. And so when I talk about having a Bueller, playing a Bueller day, and if you haven't seen the movie, maybe that will be your adventure. is remember that it was waking up and being creative. I mean, the whole movie is all about being creative and clever and, thinking outside the box and being among friends and creating memories and, the character who discovers his voice and his position in life. It has teaching lessons, but it's also about the spontaneity of looking around and going, you know what? It's a beautiful day. And this project, this thing, this assignment that I've given myself, it can wait 24 hours. Nobody's going to die. The universe isn't going to collapse. It's okay that I take a day and celebrate being alive, celebrate being part of the universe, celebrate the people that I love, the things that I love, and the joy that I have. Because the flip side is, when you re-engage as more you, more authentically you, more committed to you and your voice and your passion and your purpose, that you're probably going to be 10 times more productive than you were had you just kept on bullying and pushing through. So yeah, what would be your intentionally engaged? Yes. Ooh, how fun, Lynn. How fun. I remember one day doing that with my kid. We went by a construction site because I saw the big earth movers and things. I mean, life has to have spontaneity. Life has to have the detour roads. Life requires us to smile. And a to-do list and a project list, though I get a great sense of accomplishment, it's not the same thing as my son turning and nudging me halfway through going, you were right. Because he honestly thinks that I know, I mean, he's 10. I'm sure he doesn't really think it, but it's kind of like our storyline. He thinks that I know the Avengers from long ago because I have a superpower. And he's wondering when he'll get his superpower. And we have this whole kinds of taking my daughter for a spot day. Oh, yeah. And do it without letting them. I mean, it was so funny because I got to tell you, when we started, picked him up and got him, he was like, do I have to go to the doctor's appointment? He had all the negative thinking in the world. He thought that the universe was collapsing and I was bringing him home to spend the last moments of Earth together. He was worried that he had done something wrong, that somebody was sick, that he was sick, that he had to go to the doctor, that he went through this whole list of negative things, which again triggered me to thinking, really? Wow, he's programmed that when the unexpected happens, it's for negative. Man, I got to be intentional in showing him that when the unexpected happen, it can be for positive, for fun, for joy, for excitement. That the spontaneity in life is both good and bad. And maybe I need to help rewire him into thinking that, unpredictability is good. Now, this is my high C kid, so it was a stretch for him. But as soon as we started I didn't tell him until we got to the parking lot of the movie theater. He's like, we're going to the movies? And then he had to guess which movie, and it just built and rolled and rolled and built. So when I tell you, who's most significant to you in your life? Who have you been neglecting? Who have you been sort of half attention engaging with? And how could you surprise them and just pull off the side of the road of life, so to speak, and get involved with them and have a day of joy? Maybe it's yourself. Maybe you have been doing for others and committed to everything else for everybody else that you're like, you know what? I'm not coming back after lunch today at work, and I'm going to go and get a mani-pedi. I'm going to go grab a book from B. Dalton's and sit down at the park and read it until dark, and I'll be good with it. Maybe it's taking a long walk. Maybe it's just calling a friend that you is always on your do or die list, but ride or die list, but you just never really goof off and laugh. That's having a Bueller day. And then when you return the next day, renewed, refreshed, laughing and smiling. And you don't have to tell anybody what you did on your day off. Keep it as your private secret, your little vacation, your mini self-indulgence. Like I said, there's a difference between not showing up because you feel disconnected and lost and unfocused and you're using it as an excuse to avoid what needs to get done. That's different. That's not what I'm approving. What I am approving is sort of that kind of feeling, you know, that, oh yeah, I'm getting away with something. I'm having fun and I'm laughing. And if people knew what I was doing, I wouldn't care because I pay my mortgage, I show up on time, I do the work I gotta do. And so this is all about celebrating and having fun. Yeah, I gotta find it on your soundtracks, your movie things. Ferris Bueller. Yeah, maybe we all should just like plan a Ferris Bueller video watch party. Anyhow, I appreciate you guys joining me this morning for Success Life Live and for being a part of the Success Life Live community. Don't forget, today is Tuesday, so that means the newsletter goes out. If you're not part of it, you still have time. ericgreid.com/subscribe, and you'll be on the newsletter. And if you do it later today, hashtag replay whatever, it's okay because it goes out for the newbies again on Thursday. And I'm going to take all of them now that we're about, I think we're about 15, 20 in, and compile them in a way that if you sign up today, you'll get a link to where the old ones were in case you want to go back. Because a lot of people have said, oh, I love these coaching tips. I love this information. I love what you taught me. I wish I could go back and get the old ones, and it's kind of been my mistake for not making it available. So I'll correct that, and I'll let you know when it's corrected. Don't forget Liz's book, You Are Loved, an inspired meditative visual journey. And I mean, like I said, it's just a gorgeous book. I mean, great photos, I'm trying to do this and not see. Great photos, great quotes. You are a graceful bird soaring through rainbow clouds. Rainbow clouds. Love that. Love that. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern for another Success Life Live. And then Fun Friend Friday with Tamara. And, tomorrow's Wednesday. How could I forget? I know. What's this about? So what you say? I think I'm going with what you say Wednesday. Somebody said it should be Wisdom Wednesday. I'm not confident with that. So what you say, and there's a couple questions that a couple people have asked me. I've been pulling down from emails and messages and things like that. Gonna try and do some Q&A. So if you want to send one in, go ahead and send it to eric@ericgreid.com. Or if you have any other questions, needs, wants, or desires that I can hopefully with, you can send it to that same email address, eric@ericgreid.com. And I'll do my best to get back to you as quickly as possible. All right, so don't forget, see you tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern, unless tomorrow's your Bueller day, and I won't be offended if it is. So find your Ferris Bueller. Awaken the Ferris Bueller in you today, all right? Until tomorrow, you guys go out and live your life with success. It is yours, and you are fully worthy. You are, so often we don't think we're worthy of joy and happiness and laughter. And having a Bueller reminds us that we are worthy and that we are entitled to experience those things. So go out and live your life with success. You are worthy, my friend. You are worthy. Bye-bye.